Good morning. I have returned. Now, there's been something on my mind that I've been wanting to ask you guys for a long time, and that is, if you get this video to 1K likes, I will fly myself to Poland and break into the Techland headquarters. Alright, let's begin. So a couple days ago, Techland added in the first community update to Dying Light 2. If you wanted to see what that update entailed, you can click on this video at the top right corner. It is now available on every single platform, except for the Switch, of course. They made a handful of changes, overall improving the quality of life for the game, while adding in requests from the community, such as the E3 lighting. And on top of that, the community has also noticed that this update included a lot of shadow updates. So shadow updates are little patches and changes that they made that were not present in the patch notes. This has been something that's pretty common for Dying Light 2. For the past few updates, they go and make massive changes in the background, and they highlight some of their bigger, more important ones. And since the update, we have been discovering a lot of content that has been changed. And a couple days ago, I asked everyone to tell me what you found, and here is everything that we have come up with so far. Of course, if we missed anything, comment down below and let me know. Starting out, they added a variety of new animations into this game. For example, the animation with the monkey bars, that has now changed. They also made some changes to landing on vehicles, and also the animation for the dropkick has been slightly altered. I feel like this is going to be a very common thing moving forward with future updates. During my time while playing Dying Light 2, one of the things I noticed from the beginning was that a lot of the animations, they're all the same, they all repeat, there's not much variety, and with these future updates, it looks like it's going to solve that issue. There's still a ton more changes. We haven't even scratched the surface of this just yet. They also made some changes to the jump height that has been adjusted very slightly. It is noticeable. The swinging animations for one-handed weapons now are different. When looking at it, it feels a lot more alive. It feels more engaging than what it was in vanilla Dying Light 2. It looks like the animations are trying to mimic what it was in the original Dying Light, which is something that I'm all for. When you go and compare the sequel to the original, Dying Light 2 feels a little bit more stiff when it comes to the movement, the animations, the physics. They're not up to the standards that were presented in the first game. So going and seeing a lot of these changes on the back end to make it more in line with what we had is always a great improvement to see. Another animation that they changed was the one for throwing a propane tank. When Aiden does this throw, it looks like there's a lot more weight to it than what it previously was. When it comes to the bash skill, there is now a head bob and also tons of motion blur on the sides. They made it so that it basically looks like you're doing a dash in game. You have the wind on your sides, but friends, fuck motion blur. Overall, I do love a lot of the quality of life updates that they did in this update, but this one right here, I'm not a big fan of. They also added a durability percentage for your weapon that is now showcased on the D-pad. Choleric Charm has now been altered again and now takes mutation samples, but apparently this one went under the radar and there wasn't supposed to be a change, but it ended up happening. Kinda sounds like there's that one rogue Techland employee who keeps messing with the settings for the charm and is not telling anybody else and just trying to sneak its way in. Looks like that's happening. Another really interesting and cool update that I do like is that the renegades, they now throw down a green mist which turn other renegades and other people around them into zombies. So like right here, this one dies, he throws down the green mist, and then there we go, we have more virals now. You now no longer have the option to loot dead bodies that have no loot on them. You'll only be able to loot bodies that have gear, that have collectibles, or something of value on them. Easily one of my favorite changes in this update. It'll go ahead and save players a lot of time, and no longer will they be wasting time trying to loot literally nothing. They also made huge changes to the UIs for encounters, checkpoint icons, night runner trials, and also the countdown timer too. Here are the new blue encounters, here are the challenge checkpoints, and this is what the new timer looks like as well. They also updated the Tyrant and Nest icons. They're a different shade of blue and they have 4 little crosshairs at each corner. They also updated the look of legendary encounters for both Infected and also the Renegades. You can see that on screen right now. And to finish out with Harper, they updated all of his icons and also added a new item called the Crystal Dust. And to go ahead and finish off this section of the video, they now added a hints tab at the main menu and also when you pause. This is perfect for the games journalists that don't know how to play. And they also added this little picture event at the bottom left to go and keep people updated when they pause the game. And so far, that is everything that we have discovered about this secret shadow update. If there is anything else that we missed, comment down below, let me know. Boost me into that algorithm, it all goes a long way. But now, we're going to go and move on to the first story DLC, Bloody Ties. Now, we do know that there was a trailer released at Gamescom. We kind of talked about it a little bit already, but there's actually a lot more information regarding this DLC that did just come out. It goes beyond just the trailer showcase. There were a handful of interviews with the big man himself that you probably didn't see. Honestly, I accidentally stumbled across these interviews and kind of landed into a gold mine of content that I can now share with you in case you did miss it. So, the Bloody Ties is a story DLC with an arena. It takes Aiden outside of the city of Villador, and you will play through what Timon calls a very chunky story. That's right, a 2017 OniZombies right out of high school type of story. It's going to be chunky. The DLC will mainly take place in the Carnage Hall, and you will work your way through a series of challenges and levels to get to the top and become champion. The current champion is Skullface, and by using our context clues, we'll have to go and fight him eventually to get the crown. The Carnage Hall will serve as entertainment for the people of Villador, but there are also other entertainers and shows going on aside from the main attraction, which is the arena. Aiden finds himself in this DLC to help out a friend and also earn rewards. This DLC in a way centers around Astrid. She was once a social media influencer who is in charge of all of the fighting. I know, social media influencers, your worst nightmare. Throughout the story, you will uncover her backstory, the story behind Carnage Hall, and much more. He also said if you do a side quest, one particular side quest in the story DLC, you will get a fan favorite item from Dying Light 1. What that one item could be, we have no idea. Whether it's a weapon, maybe it's a skill, maybe it's the camo skill, maybe that's making a return, or maybe it's Sentinel Volatiles, who knows what's happening. Jokes aside, what do you think this fan favorite item from the original could be? There's only so many options that we have. Timon also did say that the choice and consequences system will be making a return and that there is more than one ending possible, which actually goes in line with the leaks that we had for this DLC a couple months ago. Last but not least, Timon did say that the freaks from Dying Light the Following will be making a comeback, which is a massive plus for fans of the original. And before we do go and end this video, I know a lot of you had questions about this. I keep seeing it in my comment section, so here it is. Hopefully it clears up a lot of the things that you guys did have. On their Twitter page, Dying Light did say, just wanted to share some quick information with you. If you own the deluxe or ultimate edition of the game, then you don't have to purchase the Bloody Ties DLC separately. And of course, you will get the pre-order bonus as well. But there you have it, a whole slew of new information for the Bloody Ties DLC, which will be releasing on October 13th. And also with this update in the beginning half of this video, we did go over a lot of the shadow changes that they did make behind the scenes. But that is everything that I have today. If you do want to go and see more Dying Light 2 content from me, click on these videos right here. See you later. Bye bye.